What does a fictional business from the Alien and Predator movies have to do with reality and mid-20th century sociology? More than you might think. Fans of the Alien Predator universe tend to think of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation as a generic evil company that cares more about profits than human lives, like the Umbrella Corporation in Resident Evil or Omnicorp in the RoboCop movies. But it's actually much more interesting than that. In fact, there's a hidden philosophical connection between the Weyland-Yutani Corporation and the alien xenomorphs. To understand it, you first have to know a little about Jacques Ellul. He was a French sociologist and philosopher, best known for his books The Technological Society, published in 1954, and Propaganda, The Formation of Men's Attitudes, which came out in 1962. The titles alone give you a general idea of his ethos, and he's usually referenced, including by me, for predicting the dehumanizing impact of technology on society. But, as it turns out, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation is a perfect example of his more central concept. That technology isn't the core problem, it's just a symptom of a deeper issue that Ellul, being French, called la technique. In English, technique just means the way something is done. But Ellul, writing in French, used the word to mean the way a society believes things should be rationally optimized for maximum efficiency. We constantly hear about optimizing processes so they can be completed faster, with fewer resources and more profitably. But this is not some immutable law of the universe. It's a belief, an assumption. And Weyland-Yutani shows us where that belief leads. In the first Alien movie, the android science officer Ash receives a communique from headquarters. Special Order 937. It says, Priority 1. Ensure return of organism for analysis. All other considerations, secondary. Crew, expendable. The rationale here is obvious. An alien specimen represents more value to the company than the crew does. Weyland-Yutani can hire more people, but it might never find another xenomorph. That's why Ash and the ship's computer mother actually work against the crew, who are desperately trying to defend themselves. Those mechanical systems are not evil, they're just optimizing for maximum efficiency. It's what they do. As Ellul wrote, technique never observes the distinction between moral and immoral use. It tends, on the contrary, to create a completely independent, technical morality. Now, in real life, companies do this all the time. The Ford Pinto scandal of the 1970s is probably the most famous example. Ford knew that the fuel tank on the Pinto could rupture and turn the car into a fireball in a rear-end collision, but they calculated that settling the lawsuits from the families of dead victims would be cheaper than recalling all the cars. So, like Weyland-Yutani, they did the math. They decided it would be more efficient to just let some people die. If you've seen the movie Fight Club, that example is used there without the car being named. Another cinema connection for you film buffs out there. Now, the Pinto is an unusually extreme example because it involved a known defective design, and because people found out about it. But our culture is full of Ellul's technical morality. Everything from pharmaceutical products to speed limits are based on optimizing the trade-off between the efficiency of systems and the value of human life. According to the official government estimates, more than 44,000 Americans die every year in car accidents, and over 100,000 are killed by adverse drug reactions, mostly from properly prescribed medicines. But just as Weyland-Yutani wants their alien DNA, we want to get where we're going in a hurry, and we want doctors to give us pills to make us feel better. So, without realizing it, we participate in the technical morality that places efficiency as priority 1, all other considerations secondary. In Ellul's view, technique is opposed to nature. But if you think about the xenomorph itself, it is biologically optimized for maximum efficiency. And that's part of what makes it so terrifying. It can survive in any environment, it can reproduce using almost any living host, and just like the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, it relentlessly pursues growth and expansion without a shred of remorse. So really, with Jacques Ellul's perspective, we can see clearly that the xenomorph that preys on other life and the corporation that seeks to profit from it are two sides of the same coin. The coin of la technique. Now, you know who does not represent la technique? Predator. The Yautja culture is not based on efficiency and optimization. It's based on honor, ritual, and tradition. But that's a topic for another video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.